we'll gather around, feel the love compound. Blue elephant is strong.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is into resin unboxing day and I am so excited. Okay, this one. This one is just all of the things. I mean, it is a ginormous mold. It is so incredibly detailed, so beautiful. I'm really looking forward to doing it. It's advertised as a handmade oil painting relief mold. Like I can't wait. Now, it was a matte mold and I'm really looking forward to doing it. It's going to be coming up hoping Saturday, but we'll see. All right, next one is the large lotus storage box. Now, this is absolutely gorgeous as well. We're going to actually do this one today. Now, this is another matte mold. It has the flowers and a little dragonfly and all that stuff on the lid, and then the box is just regular. All right, so we have, it's called the Cute Owl Ornament. And this is actually, like, when you see the picture, like, it looks one thing. This mold is a lot bigger. Like, the actual item, the owl, is a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be. Like, look, that is huge. I am so looking forward to doing this. Like, you don't even know. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous, I'm sure. And not last, but this is the last one of the ones that I selected. They did send me a surprise mold this month, which is amazing of them. This is the Diamond Large Rectangle mold. Look at all of those facets, all of that, just all of that sparkle. And that's just the lid. Now, the box itself is also super sparkly. It's got more of it, what looks along the lines to just be this one straight particular design as far as the bottom and the sides of the mold, but still just as shiny, just as sparkly. I mean, you can just see just the sparkle alone just from here. So super looking forward to doing this one as well. And then let's take a look at our bonus mold that we got this month, which I'm super excited about. Now, you really can't tell much from the actual mold itself until you like look inside. So you guys aren't going to be able to see a whole lot, but this is the water ripple butterfly mold, and it looks amazing online. So I really am looking forward to doing this. A huge thank you to Into Resin for letting me try out all of these amazing molds. I couldn't thank you guys enough. All right, on to today's video. So we are using, like I said before, we're using the large lotus storage box. And what I want to do is, I think for this, I want to paint or dust the actual images with some of Let's Resin's chrome powders. Now, I know that they're, in theory, I mean, I haven't tried it. I've actually never used a matte mold until pretty much just now. Well, I guess with the exception of when I made that mold of the rock using their silicone putty, but I don't really think that counts. So I know that it's not going to be as shiny, and we're probably not going to get the full effects of these powders on this, but that's fine. I love the colors that they have. So in my mind, the chameleon powders just no. That's not the look that I want. So I think it'll be fine. But I'm just going to go through now each one and just kind of go over all of the areas with an eyeliner brush, because this is very detailed and very small areas, and there's a lot of undercuts, especially in this large lotus flower right here, that I want to make sure that I'm getting in all the chrome powder into all of the areas. And then I'm going to, once I'm done with all of the colors, go over it and varnish it in really well with a just really soft puffy brush. And then we're going to clean it off and get to mixing some resin. So I'm almost done. There's no point in bouncing off and putting on music as I do this. First of all, I almost kind of wanted to keep the background like that because I thought it looked really cool. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for everyone that, was praying for me and wishing me well and all this stuff as I was sick this last week. Like it was really, really horrible. Like I hadn't felt this bad since I had COVID a few years back, and it was not a fun time. Like I can't remember the last time I just sat on the couch and did absolutely nothing because I was just so out of it and just so bleh. But thank you, everyone. I'm feeling much better. I'm not 100% over it yet, but I'm feeling much better. Okay, now let's do the resin. So I bounced back and forth on what color scheme I wanted to go with for this. I decided I think I want to do purple. So what I'm going to do is I mixed up about 10 ounces of Bond Crafter's epoxy resin for this. I am dividing it into 3 different cups. Now, one, I just have maybe like 2 ounces of resin in it, and that's just going to be clear. And the other one, the other two, one is going to be, I think I used, oh, I don't even remember. I'll have to go back and look what color it was. One of the purples in the Let's Resin mica powder line, and then also their interference violet, because I thought I realized that with it being matte, you're probably not going to see the shimmer of the purple, but maybe, I don't know. But I just wanted combination of the two colors. I just thought that it would be pretty. The clear I'm using, not necessarily to get a design out of. That's not what my intention was, like how we did the tray, was it last video, that gorgeous sunflower tray. That's not what I'm going for. What I want to do is two things. One, when you're pouring, and what you're pouring on is going to be the front leg. So when I pour into the lid, that's obviously, I'm working upside down, right? Because that's going to be the front. The bottom is going to be the top. Same thing with the box. Like the bottom part of the box where I'm actually going to be pouring my resin down on is actually going to be the part that you see, not the part that's facing up. So there's no way to work backwards in this mold as far as to make the top of the mold the top of your piece. So because when you put your resin down, however you put it down is pretty much, unless you're going in there and scraping it around with a tool, what you're going to do. So if I pour in squiggly lines or whatever, it's pretty much going to set that way. Now, the results on the back of the piece may vary and be different because of the movement of the resin, but it's pretty much going to stay how I pour it. So the clear is to act as a buffer, because when I pour it onto the clear, now it's going to move. It's not going to just stay straight up on that silicone. Now, the reason I did it more so in this piece is, as far as the lid, so that I can see the bubbles in the flowers. And I can carefully, because I don't want to get the chrome powder, I don't want to scratch it or whatever, but I can work on getting those bubbles out without disturbing all of that. Now I'm just going in with my two colors, and I'm just kind of haphazardly putting it in. I want a variation of the color. I don't want them to blend too much, which is also what the clear is going to help kind of keep those colors more separate, as opposed to being mixed together like they would if I just poured just those straight colors without waiting for my resin to thicken up, which is not what I want to do. Now I am taking my time going around all the 90-degree edges of the mold and the lid, and I will mess around with the sides of this box just to make sure that, because the walls are very narrow in between where the like inside of the box and the outer side of it is, I want to make sure that the resin is going all the way down in there, and I'm not going to have like air pockets stuck in the corners of my mold or any of that. Then making sure to take my silicone tool and go around that lip of the lid to make sure that hopefully I don't get any air bubbles trapped there. It's a very thick lid, so you can't really see through the silicone to see if there's air trapped under there. So you need to take your time and work it out. Now, all that being said, I did put all of my resin through my Let's Resin bubble remover just to help out with any issues as far as that goes. So my resin was fairly clear, yes, but that doesn't mean that when you're pouring it in, you're not going to get those air bubbles trapped, especially in your molds with undercuts, because the resin has to fill in the air that's already under there, if that makes sense. Okay, so going around those edges and corners again, and then we are going to set this off to the side after I just finish with the last little bit of resin to fill it and let this cure and see how this turns out. I'm really curious to see what the effects will be of those chrome powders by using the matte mold. Now, if we decide to later on, we can always shine them up either by putting on a gloss varnish just over that area if I choose to make that part shiny. You could do UV resin if you wanted that with the way the mold is. I mean, you could do it. I think doing like a gloss varnish and just brushing it over there would probably be a lot easier to do in all honesty than doing the UV resin, but it's possible. And just making sure now that I've gotten in there. Now, the only problem with doing this is that every time I'm going in there or I'm squeezing the sides of the box or moving it or whatever, I am mixing up those two colors of resin. So I don't know how much separation I'm actually going to have between the interference and the actual purple. We're just going to have to wait and see. Okay, so here we are 24 hours later. Now it is time to demold this and see what we've got. And I'm really, really excited. It's such a beautiful, beautiful mold. Like it really, really is. And there's so much possibility on how you can kind of do it. But let's check it out and see how this goes. Now I'm just taking my time to break this seal from the inside of the box. And I really, really like it a lot. You don't get much of the interference, which is fine, but you do get a little bit of it. And I love how it just kind of droops and pillows out from the clear resin in there. Really, really cool. All right, so the top. Now, it's pretty. It's a little dark, but we can do something to highlight it and brighten it up a little bit. Now, here's the problem. I don't know exactly what happened, but this lid is wonky on one side and is sticking up, and I don't know. I I don't know. You can kind of sort of see. I thought I did a better job showing it in the camera. The one corner is just popped up and there's no way that it's hard at this point. Like it's not soft and bendy anymore. Like I can't reshape it. I don't know if it's the box. I don't know if it's the lid. I don't know what's going on. So, or if it's the mold, which I really hope it's not. But we're going to recast it and we're going to try this again and we are going to see what the issue is. Now, it's a possibility that I could have done something and had it not setting level or something as it was curing. I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to try this again. So, this time, however, I'm not going to make you sit through me painting it again, not like that. We're going to go a different route because I don't want to do the same exact thing a second time and make you watch it. Like that would just be boring. But I do want to show you the process of going through it again. So, same thing, Bond Craftor resin, 10 ounces, mixed it up. Now this time we are going to do a combination of two different colors of pink. Okay? And did I do clear? I don't know if I did clear or not. I want to say I did clear. Yes, I did clear. It's in my bubble remover. That's where it's at. So I've got some in the bubble remover now, getting rid of the bubbles from the clear. I am doing a light kind of like really pastel-y shade of pink, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to do a darker pink and we're just going to see how that goes. And then what we'll do is instead of doing the flowers and the dragonfly and all that stuff beforehand, we're going to take care of it after the fact. So this way you're getting two different ways that you can do this in one video. And like I said, I don't have to make you sit through the same thing twice. Going in with my pink. Now, I do want to make sure that my colors are completely opaque. I do not want them translucent at all. We the possibility of having some transparency in there from the clear is up there. So I don't want to make it too transparent. Like I do want to be able to see the two different tones of pink and just see what we get. And obviously, because the last one was really, really dark, and where yes, I could have continued to finish it and brightened up the colors of the flowers and all of that. I didn't want to take the time because I don't know where the problem is. Like, if I know that it's the box part and it's the bottom part that got misshapen and that's why the lid's not fitting, then I can recast it and I can finish the top. But if it's the top piece, I don't want to go through all the extra bullshit for something that it's no use to me, and it's just going to get trashed because there is no way to fix it. I've tried. Okay. Same thing as before, going in with the clear first, just a little bit. Like, I'm only putting enough on this just to cover the base of the bottom of the mold, and just enough in the top of in the lid just to go into where the flowers and all of those bits are, so that I can again go in there and get out any bubbles that may be trapped in those undercuts of the design. After we do this, we're just going to go in with our pink, well, both shades of pink, and do the same thing that we did before. That's it. I'm going to speed through this part real quick because you've already seen this part before, and then we'll come back at demold and we'll see if it's the mold, if it's the top, if it's the bottom, what I screwed up, or whatever. We'll find out here in a minute.
Added some glitter, it started to droop. Now my art looks like shiny dog poop. Poured it out, oh no, what a mess. Friends all giggle and it's hard to impress. Can't believe it, I had such high hopes. Now stuck dealing with sparkly gross. Trust the process, don't you sweat. Even if it looks like a glittery pet. Hold your nerve and watch the brew, 'cause in the end it'll shine like new. Bubbles, popping colors bled. Hours staring at this migraine spread. Who knew art could look so funny? Guess I'm making resin Play-Doh honey. Scratched my head, tried to twist, made more mess, now it's a miss. Still
Okay, moment of truth. Where did the issue lie? Me, the mold, or me? Let's find out. So again, doing the same thing I did before, loosening it up around all the sides, then carefully breaking that seal in the middle and pouring it out. And my resin is still a little bendy. It was later in the day when I did this and earlier in the morning when I'm demolding. So I need to be careful because I can misshape it. So I do need to make sure that I am kind of paying attention to how it is. And let's see about this lid. Now, I can already see I did get some air bubbles along the bottom, which is unfortunate, but we can fix those. That shouldn't be an issue. Now, does it fit? That is the million-dollar question, and it does. So clearly, it was something that I did wrong when I put it to cure. Now, the lid fits the box. I do think that I must have had something setting up against it. I think the main majority of the problem is the lid, and I can make the box work, so I can just recast the lid later on and have a finished second piece. I'm not going to do that in this video, but I can do that. I do think the bottom is slightly wonked out on one of the sides, but not too horrible. It may be enough that because this is so thin, I may be able to just get my heat gun and heat it up a little bit and just reshape that bit, and I don't think it'll be an issue. All right, going around with my deburring tool just to kind of get off all the sharp edges and make it smooth. And then after I'm done kind of fooling with this, we're gonna take care of these holes. Now, the easiest way to do this is just like I showed you in last video, taking a little bit of UV resin and going kind of drip by drip to fill these holes up. Now, it's going to be clear. I'm not coloring it. I could, and that would blend a little bit better and maybe I should have, but it'll be fine. It's underneath. You're not going to be able to see it from the top. So it's not going to be a huge deal. And just using my Let's Resin UV flashlight to cure it, it literally takes a few seconds to do, and that's it. So we are going to go through this, and then we're going to decide what to do with the top. Now, if you look, you can kind of at the top of the screen, you can see the bottom of the box, and you see how if you paid attention to how I poured it, and it's pretty much the same in the other box as well, I just didn't take the time to point it out. There is no hard line as far as to how I poured the resin in there. If I did not have that layer of clear down first, I would have a hard line of both colors that I poured in, and it would be very just not natural, not flowy looking, just very, very bleh. So adding that little bit of clear, yes, you do get some different kinds of movement. So it's all about what you're trying to accomplish in your piece, right? You can get the crackle effect and all the things that we've talked about before, but you can also just soften how the lines are going to move. And that's just by adding just a little bit of clear. The more clear you add, the more, and the way that you layer it is how you're going to get those different like patterns and stuff. But just to kind of keep it from harsh lines, a little bit of clear will help out and go a long, long way. Now, I decided that for this, I was going to go the marker route. Not happy with any of the markers that I have or paint pens for what I want to do with this. So we're just going to go acrylic paint. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bounce off here while I do this, and then I will come back as we kind of finish it up, and we'll see the final results.
Lotus rays in a silk gallery, lily pads gossip in their own way. Little dragonfly with wings so fine, chilling on the ripples, feeling divine. Sunlight whispers through the reeds, the pond keeps secrets, the heart it feeds. Dragonfly dances amid our stun, nature's stage and it's all in front. Oh, the calm, oh, the shine, a dragonfly's world so perfectly fine. Lotus dreaming in a wavy chair, lily pads giggling without a care. Raindrops tiptoe on the pond's face, the dragonfly scoots to another space. Lotus leans like it's got a plan, the lily pads just don't understand. A turtle ducks, a fish swings by, the dragonfly winks and says, oh my. The pond's alive with a gentle spring, where every splash writes poetry. Oh, the calm, oh, the shine, a dragonfly's world so perfectly fine. Lotus dreaming in a wavy chair, lily pads giggling without a care. Oh, the calm, oh, the shine, a dragonfly's world so perfectly fine. Lotus dreaming in a wavy chair, lily pads giggling without a care. We'll gather around, feel the love come down. Blue elephant is strong, together we belong. In every comment right, you lift me to new heights. Your support, it's clear,
So I'm really loving how this is looking. I do want to bling it out just a little bit. So we're going to go with some of the kind of crystal looking rhinestones that when they cast like rainbow colors, because I feel like that would look best with this. And I am going to do a combination of two different sizes. On my corners, I'm doing a bigger size, and then we're going to go smaller along the middle of just the lid. We're not going to do anything with the box. I thought about adding a little bit of the silver paint pen just to maybe tie it in some, but I really, really love the effects just of the box itself, just with how that clear and the colored resin just fell into it and kind of just looks like clouds and just all of the beautiful things. I really like it. I love the effect of the matte on it, so I'm keeping it that way. And I think as far as the lid goes, now ideally I don't want to go over it with gloss varnish because I do not want to change the effect of the acrylic paint. You should seal it in with something. I didn't, but you could take like Mod Podge has like a matte spray that you could use, and I probably should have done that first. So like before I did the paint pen and the rhinestones, because now if I were to spray it on there, it would kill the shine from the paint pen and rhinestone. So I don't want to do that. But anyway, that's a wrap on this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you on Thursday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Elephant is strong. Together we belong. In every comment bright, you lift me to